Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another Tuesday night. Chat with the
There it
Muskrat,
is.
hanging out with the one and only Creole Catfishing. Mr. Jeremy Dufour. What's going on, my brother?
Man, everything is going on and nothing all at the same time.
Everything and nothing. Well,
That's right.
that could be
Man, everything is going on. Oh, was
could
that you
be
or me?
nothing. Well,
That's right.
that could be
Man, everything.
Is that me or you? That
I don't
must
know.
be me. I think it was me.
I don't know. It's you?
Yeah, it was me.
You know, it's weird. It's still weird hearing my own voice. You know that? I don't think I talk like that. I don't.
I'm gonna tell you, you do talk like that.
Wow. So I've heard.
Hey, why don't we start out and do it like we like to do and
Yes.
recognize some folks here in chat, and you are more welcome to help welcome some folks because I know everyone's excited to see you.
Absolutely.
We had Ernie Brown and Avid in the house. We got Paula Smith tuning in. Paula, prayers your
Captain
way.
Paula.
We've also got Mr. Lance McCoo guy, Freddie's Outdoors Adventures tuning in. We also got Trophy Catfishing, and they're on their way down to Louisiana tonight to fish a championship put on by King Cat. So Justin, Fraley, and Brian are on the road listening and watching. So thanks guys for tuning in. And we got the Louisiana man himself right here, the Cajun King.
Now they might not know this, but the Blues down here, they speak with a Cajun accent. I talked to one the other day. He told me that.
Cajun accent. You guys better be prepared. We got Mike Irvin in the house. Mr. Murillo Family Fishing also hanging out with us. Thanks for tuning in. John Patrick Jr. Brian B's in the house.
Brian B.
We got Buck Williams, James Kirkpatrick, Larry with 3+1 Outdoors, Steve, Corley, Mississippi Life. Oh, now they're really starting to pour in. My chat screen just jumped, and there's Epic Catfish.
Oh,
I knew he would make it if I brought you on the show.
I'm not worthy.
We were just talking about you, weren't we?
His ears were burning.
Tim Molina, Justin's Fishing Fetish, hanging out with us. My brother Jim the Buckeye Catfishing is in here as well. Philip Williams. And let's see, I gotta scroll some more.
I see John Boy, another Louisiana catfisherman. In fact, he's not far from where them boys are going fishing, right there in Monroe.
Oh, see, we might be able to hook these guys up. Unless John Boy's fishing a tournament, he might not want to give up any information. Let's see who else we got in here. I'm going to try to scroll back down. We got Eddie Gross. Dan's in the house as well. Danimals Creation and Adventures. My buddy Tommy Long's in the house with Minnow Dunkers. What's up, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. We said Tim Scott. We'll just say it again because it's fun to say.
Mm-hmm.
We got Dale Hayes.
I see Mr. Tim Molina.
Mr.
You got to put the Mr. on there. You got to.
Sounds like we got Jim Catman Clark hanging out with us. Thanks, Jim, for tuning in. We got War Pig in the house. I got to go fishing the other night with Bill Hopper. He called me up last minute. He said, "Hey, I'm at the lake and it's flooded." He's like, "I don't know. Think about going out. What do you think?" I said, "I'll be right there."
It's always a good time to go out. Always. The answer is always yes to that question.
It was raining. It was cold. It was misting and windy. It was really nasty. But hey, we went and caught fish anyway.
There you go.
Fish don't care. Fish don't care.
No, they don't. They're already wet. They don't care.
Brian B says, "Hit that thumbs up." You guys already know it's going to be a great show tonight. And
I've been excited all week. I'm telling you, excited. I can hardly contain myself.
Me too. I remember. I know when we was talking on the phone, I was like, "Yeah, it's going to be fun."
Yes.
It's been a while, man. You've been working like a dog.
Mm-hmm. Yep, been working a lot. I'm finally now on a set schedule. I know when I'm going to be home, when I'm not going to be home, when I'm off early, when I'm working late, so I can now plan I can plan fishing trips. I can plan videos. So I can finally, after what, 3 months, maybe put out a little bit of content. Way too long. Way too long.
It's been a while. We got Van with V3 Customs, Mark and Catfish and Crappies tuning in. Takedown Catfishing's in. Daryl, my buddy over at Trophy Seeker Outdoors, is tuning in as well. Thanks, brother, for popping in.
Give me 1 minute, Roger. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Go for it. You go right ahead. I'll continue talking because that's what I do. When I come out from under this Michael Jackson cocktail, I'm going fishing. I got you. I know it's killing you to take time for yourself, Paula, but you got to get right. You got to get good. Papa T's in the house. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Philip Williams, if I didn't say it before. I think I caught everybody. It's hard to catch you. Chat starts moving. We got 33 folks in chat already, and I appreciate it. And while Jeremy's off screen there for a minute, we'll talk a little bit about this weekend's Catfishing for Kids Halloween edition. And I for one had a blast. I had a good time hosting the show. Becca was a fantastic co-host. Her passion for kids and the outdoors is just as good as mine. And those kids looked like they had a good time. And that was what it was all about. I got lots of messages after the show, comments on the video. A lot of the parents and the kids thanking the opportunity to be on. And man, it was humbling and it was fun. That 4 hours went by super fast for us, but I know that for the kids, that felt just about right. I think the last tournament was either 5 or 6 hours, a little too long. This 4 hour tournament seemed to be just right for the kids. I know that Dallas was on the fish, man. He was the hot one. It seems like every show somebody gets somebody gets the spotlight, and for Dallas, that was this weekend. And man, he was hamming it up. I don't know if anybody else caught it. When he caught a fish, he's on camera. He's reeling in. He's looking back over the camera, saying, "Do they see me? Am I on there? Are they watching me? I got a fish."
You blame him? We do the same thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't blame him at all. I'd be doing the same thing.
But yeah, it was fantastic. The prizes that were donated by the catfish community were fantastic. These kids took away some great prizes, cash prizes, Patriot floats, Uncle Lou's rods, the camcorder video camera donated by Becca, and then not to go without mention all of the prizes given away in chat. We gave away several. I didn't count them up, but we gave away several prizes, from stickers to gift cards to rigs to t-shirts, and slime line line. I had awesome support from the community to put on a good show, not only for the kids, but for the folks that were tuning in and cheering them on. I couldn't be happier with the results. So thank you guys all for supporting that and getting behind it. And I can't wait for the next one. It's going to be spring, obviously, but I'm not going to put the kids out there in the cold.
No. We'll let the adult kids do that.
Yeah. There's plenty of us fools out there to go play around in the cold.
Yeah. Exactly. And remember, Roger, I am not allowed to complain about the cold to you.
As long as I can't complain about the heat.
That's right. So now we're in that little transition period where we're both happy, I think.
Yeah. I like this. Not gonna last much longer. I like this cool weather. Yeah, it just went from like 70s to 80s to 30s and 40s. We skipped everything in between. Ours did the same thing. We went down quick. We dropped 25 degrees in a hurry, but yet it's still t-shirt weather. Yeah. If I ever get my way, I'll be down south. I'll probably
if I have my way, you will be down south. You better believe it. You're pretty much right at the top of a very long list of people that I would love to come down here.
I get the opportunity, I'm jumping on it. Don't think I won't.
Yes.
Don't think I won't.
Put y'all on the big river.
Oh, I'd love to be standing next to you, bumping on the back of that boat, brother.
Oh, and yeah, hey, that's exactly what we're gonna do too. We're gonna bump all the way to the Gulf. Just go, just all 332 miles. We just gonna go.
That'd be awesome. Down here, we can only bump like a couple hundred yards from the dam, and then we run out of current. We gotta go back up to the dam and do it again.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that we are not short of down here is current. If anybody needs some extra current, I can send some. I can send some your way. We've got some to spare.
Paula says, I can't wait to put the enclosure on my She's got her buddy heater. This is my favorite time of year.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks
fishing in style right there.
Yeah, a lot of folks really look forward to fall and winter, and I'm one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you, the summer, I really don't care for fishing the summer that much.
The summer, I don't know how hot it gets for y'all, but I can tell you the middle of the summer down here fishing, you can't put your hand or kneel down on the deck of my boat. You can't. You could fry an egg on the deck of my boat. I promise you.
I believe it. Yeah, you told me that you guys don't have like these normal cheap bimini tops like most of us can get away with buying the $200 deals. You guys got to have like triple layered, stuff that can actually repel some sun rays off of you, don't you?
Yeah, mine is an Empire bimini top. It's I think it's the Cool Tech top. It's actually double layered with a little air gap between it. And if it wouldn't be for that, there's probably 3, maybe 4 months out of the year that, I mean, you could fish, but it'd have to be from daylight to maybe 9 a.m. And then or fish at night and, get tore up by the mosquitoes.
Well,
either way.
That's the only way I want to fish summer is at nighttime anyway.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing that whatsoever. I need to actually do more of it, but
yeah, me too. Actually, we actually just kind of rigged the boat to be able to run the river at night, and we attempted to test that when we did Kevin's Iron Cat this past weekend.
Yeah,
10 minutes after I went off of the live because my trolling motor was dead. So 15 minutes left. I was like, trolling motor's dead. My boat's going down the river. I gotta go. Shut the live off, hit the lights, turn the boat around, poof, everything goes out. It burnt the fuse in my boat. I lost all my lights. We went all the way back to the boat ramp with a flashlight.
Ooh.
And not a good one either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, they're asking how bad are the mosquitoes right now down in Louisiana?
They're still there, and apparently mosquitoes must be related to blue cats because they are also feeding up before winter. So if that's any indication, yeah.
We even here in Ohio, it was mist and rain and chilly. Me and Warpig was out, and the mosquitoes were still trying to tear us up.
Oh man, it's during the day you don't notice unless you're in the woods or something. But let it get dark.
Hey, we had a few more folks jump in since we got talking here, so I was going to take a time out. We got Mr. Hagen Grubb saying hello.
My boy,
fishing with the squirrels in the house. We got Terry Pete Fish, if I'm saying that right. Catfish and crappie, that's right.
So Mark come in there.
Yep, Mark's in there. Hooks and hammocks. Chris and Telly's hanging out with us as well. I thought I saw some more, but I try to catch everybody as they come in. But it's hard to do. I'm getting caught up in the conversation. Sometimes we get to talking, I forget that I'm even doing a live show. I'm just hanging out with my buddy.
I know. I see my buddy Sean T. That's my fishing partner right there. That's my buddy. We got to go back out soon, very very soon, my friend.
Yeah, Sean T is always hey. Here's Jeremy's tournament cats. Did you catch that big flathead he caught the other day?
Oh yes, I did. I jumped back in the stream as he was hauling it over the side of the boat. I said, "Good grief! Look at the size of that yellow cat. That's big anywhere. I don't care where you are. That is a monster. Yeah. That was an awesome fish."
It was great. And he didn't stop there. He ended up with another big
He
blue.
caught another one a little later on. Yeah.
Yeah, and another flathead. Terry says this is the first time catching the show. So Terry, thanks for tuning in. Give us a chance. If you like what you see, come back anytime. I got some videos uploaded, and we got a whole bunch of these live streams.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you've got a schedule and got a little bit of time to think about what you want to do next, what's on the short docket for you?
Short docket is I am in desperate need of a bait fishing trip, and I am not really particular about what kind of bait it is because I am out of everything. I have nothing in the freezer, nothing. So I think we're going to take the opportunity. We're going to film a buffet of bait video. We're going to try to get some slicker. We're going to try to get some shad. We're going to see if we can snag us some Asian carp, put that up. If I can catch me some more barfish, which is what we call white bass, I'll put those up too. I'm not going to be particular. We're going to go get them.
Yep. Yeah, we haven't had much. Normally this time of year, October, November, we can usually pick up the smaller skipjack. The 10-inch, 12-inch skipjack, which work great for bait. And they never really seemed to turn on for us this year. So
I know we've got them. I know they're still there. They're probably not there in real big numbers. It takes a little more work to find them, down here this time of year. It's just the problem is I never seem to be able to go under the right conditions. It's either right after a big rain or something like that when they're not going to be on the surface. That's always the challenge, is catching it at the right time. And when you show up with 120 pounds of ice in the boat ready to go, you kind of expect some results. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. They've been finicky. And there's Rob with 2 Old Vests. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Zach was just down on Wilson and Wheeler Lakes fishing with Doc Lang last week, and they said the skipjack even down there were super finicky. It took them a good while to get it figured out what they wanted, and even it changed throughout the day. As far as what it took to catch them. So it's definitely a challenge at times. And then of course you have all been there when they'll hit anything, and that's just
my normal mode of finding them and catching them. I actually took a cue from remember John Noel, the regular dude fishing.
Yep, absolutely.
I took a cue from him. I have 2 10-foot Daiwa surf rods, just with some 25-pound mono on them, and I tie my own sabikis with 20-pound fluoro, and I use those Arky shiny hiney jigs, those white and silver ones. I might tie a string of 6 or 8 of them, throw them out the back of the boat, and I'll have like a big spoon on the end where they dance in the current, and I'll just move my boat around back and forth, slip around, and the first time one of the rods goes down, we'll spot lock and start getting them. That's my normal pattern for finding them.
Freddie says he'll show us plenty of Bramman's Shellcracker Sunday on Chad's Slabmaster tournament.
Yeah.
Bobcat's in the house. There's Bob. Actually, Bob will be our guest next week.
Awesome.
Bob's fishing the Tennessee River, and he likes the skipjack. He does. We got Pat in here from Real Beast. Thanks for stopping in. I catch. Yeah, Daryl catches. Man, he likes the bluegill. Man, he catches a lot of good fish on bluegill, and not whole live bluegill. He's cutting a lot of them. We had him on the show there the week before, and he's talking about freezing the bluegill and using them for bait and getting just as good as results.
Yeah, I remember him talking about that.
Becca's not sure what a shiny hiney is.
It does sound funny when you just say it outright, doesn't it?
Sounds like you just got your butt whooped. It's just glowing red.
Hey, they work though. If anybody is ever down at the Walmart in Marksville, Louisiana, don't come looking for any, because I buy them all every time I go. So if you're wondering who buys them all, it's me. I must have 200 of them.
Tim says a crappie minnow on an Aberdeen hook size 8 or crappie hooked 8-pound test and let him struggle at the top in the current behind the boat. And yeah, he's told me that little trick before. Get them little crappie minnows, and when they're being real finicky, going with live bait. And I've seen it happen. I actually seen a guy use these little 1-inch gulp minnows, and this guy was just murdering them, and we couldn't keep up with him, and he was just all over the skipjack.
Yeah, they one spot that I go bank fishing to go catch them. A lot of people fish off the bank and saccally fish there, just because it's an overflow structure for a lake in the area, and they'll catch really big ones. I mean, Tennessee River size ones while they're trying to saccally fish with little shiners. But the funny part is they'll take them, they'll throw them up on the bank and let them die because nobody wants that around here. And here I am. I'm catching them, keeping them, and I'm throwing the big saccalate back, and they're looking at me like, "What is wrong with this dude?" And I'm trading them like, "Here, look, y'all, if y'all want a saccalate, y'all can have them. I want those things." Yeah,
there you go. Here's an interesting question, and I've got my 2 cents, but I'll let you answer it first. Is do you think this is from Mark? Do you think it's true that skipjack run from a sonar sound?
Yes, I wholeheartedly believe that because I've seen it for myself. Pull into a spot where I physically see them hitting on top of the water, and I have to cast a long way to try to get to them, reach back, stop my sonar where it turns my transducer off, and very slowly they'll come back towards the boat, and they'll be all around my boat at that point because I'm parked right on top of where they were. I've seen it for myself.
We've done the same thing. The first time it really got brought to our attention was, I think last year we went down to Alabama to fish, and there was, below Wheeler Dam. It's just nothing but commercial fishermen down there catching skipjack. And, and guys get pretty close. I mean, they pack in there, and we come up on there, and it was John Knoll. He commercial fishes for skipjack.
Yep.
We got up there. We was talking to John. He said, "Hey, I don't mind if you fish right here next to me. I'm burning them up." He said, "But if you're going to be next to me, you got to shut off all your electronics and shut off your trolling motor. You need to drop an anchor." He said, "If you're going to fish next to me, no electronics."
Now, I will say this. There have been times where I have caught them next to my boat with my sonar blaring and everything. I find when they're really, really, really hot, it don't matter what you do. They're there. It's when they start getting finicky, that's when things like that start making a difference. When they get hard to catch, that's when you got to start shutting your sonar off. Don't use your spot lock, things like that. It's not a 100% rule.
Absolutely. We've seen the same thing when we did that trip down Nickajack. We was on spot lock. When you get up here by the dam, now we get up here and we like to tie off. If we can physically tie off to something safely, we'll tie off and save the trolling motor and keep the electronics off and all that. But absolutely, there's times that you still catch them. There's been I forget which challenge I was fishing. I don't know if it wasn't round 1 for the 1 versus 1 tournament. We got on a school of them, and all I had was my 6 jig store-bought sabikis, and there was each half a dozen times each, all 3 of us, we would get 6 on the line. Like if they had a 7 jig, they would have bit that one too. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. It happened. It didn't. You could have jumped in the water amongst them, and I don't think it would have mattered. They were just in there. When it gets like that, now it's there's where memories start coming from. You remember that time
we caught. Because I was fixing to die of heat exhaustion. It was so hot out there. We had ran out of water and everything. I remember I timed us. We fished for 17 minutes. We caught 80. Caught 80 in 17 minutes. Yeah.
Holy cow.
It was wild. It was absolute pandemonium.
Yeah, those are great stories to tell. And like you said, that stuff like that you'll remember.
Yeah.
80 fish in 17 minutes.
Oh yeah, it was unreal, and we didn't have the big ice chest. We weren't ready to catch them. You know.
You see Becca's comment.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us how good the shiny heinies are, and then buy them all.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm pretty fierce over those jigs. I have run off people from wanting to buy a pack. I'm pretty ferocious about them. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Yeah,
A lot of folks in chat saying, yeah.
I've done it. Look, that day, blaring my sonar, I literally spot locked my boat in the school of them. They apparently they were feeding hard enough. They didn't care.
We've got a question from one of the fans. Mr. Muskrat, I have a question for Creole. When would he think would be a good time to start construction of a certain building where someone may or may not live in, asking for a friend?
If anybody didn't know, I think I'm fixing to be single. I may be single coming up soon. So
if you don't start to build something,
college boy. Yeah. Now we've been planning that house for years, and we still have a few more years of planning. She just likes to troll me from like 20 feet away in the next room. What are you gonna do?
Well, yeah, that's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Asking for a friend. When is Jeremy going to break ground on the new homestead with
visitor
quarters?
See,
that's the last two words.
Now she done got Freddie started now. There with speaking of Freddie, by the way. Look at that.
Oh man, check that out.
He was kind enough to make me that is my trophy, official trophy for the 1 versus 1 tournament that Mark did. Check that out, huh? This is going on the boat. This is the new boat mascot, right here.
I seen they were I was trying to win one the other day. I seen those. I thought, you know what I'd do with it? Well, not if it was mounted as a trophy. That would be a Christmas tree ornament.
You know what? That's not a bad idea either. In fact, he sent some earrings. He sent like just like 2 of the little Freddy cats individual. Those little Freddy cats did not make it out of the bank where my wife worked. There was like 2 kids that saw them, and they have them now. Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to say thank you to War Pig Catfishing dropping the $10 boom on us tonight. Thanks, Bill and his wife Jen. Do a lot of fishing together as a couple, and these guys have a lot of fun. Great couple to hang out with and get to spend time with. But thanks for that. They were also the ones that donated the slime lines for the giveaway list last weekend. So thank you guys. I bet you never end. It never stops, does it?
Nah, I love it though. I love it.
My buddy Skip's tuning in. Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm missing it, not being able to hang out, but definitely listening tomorrow. He's a busy man.
Hey, no problem.
Time to go fishing today. Poor guy. Justin says being single equals more time to fish. Something to consider.
Nah, I'm not. I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
Too old, too ugly, too slow. Nope, not happening.
There you go. Creole said big new house equals less fishing and more stress.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sure. But hey, you know what? Sometimes you just got to do it. Just got to go for it.
Yeah, we're still on it. Still on it. Hang
on,
I seen,
Lord.
I seen another. We're still talking about that. Creole building materials are still a bit overpriced and market suspiciously inflated. And it's almost winter. Next year's catfish spawn would be a good time to start. Yeah.
But with lumber prices and everything else, no, now is not. We actually haven't finalized the inside design just yet. I got a lot of work to do to design the thing before we even think about building anything. And I'm extremely particular. I've got a certain way I want things, and I can't make up my mind. And you know how that goes. Pretty much like everything else.
Terry says from being from central Iowa, how is skipjack compared to shad, as they don't have skipjack?
Well, skipjack or slicker, as we call them, that is king in our river. If they will bite on nothing else, they will bite on that. I actually don't do really well on shad. The only time I'll do well on shad, I have to make like a flapper cut or something like that. Something that puts out just an extreme amount of blood and scent. Then I'll catch fish on them. But regular cut shad in our river, good cut skipjack will outperform it every time. You know, it doesn't fall, winter, summer, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, but Terry, from being in an area that doesn't have skipjack, you know, the fish there are used to the shad, and that's their primary diet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I said, we have them here. If you don't have them, then definitely shad's going to be the go-to.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
You know, being able to catch quality shad would be the only thing you could do different is catching quality shad over, you know, the fray or the 2-inch shad and things like that. You know, I'm a big fan that I want to catch the biggest shad I can. And if I want to use small bait, well, I'll just chunk that big bait up smaller. It's still oilier and bloodier than shad.
Yes. Those big shad are in a class all of its own as far as just scent goes. Yeah, the small shad, they don't, I mean, you cut them, you look at them, they don't really bleed all that much, but those real big gizzard shad, oh yeah.
Hey, I think I know the answer to this, but I'll let you answer for the other 60. What do we have? 65 people in chat hanging out. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. But Pontoon Jody wants to know what's your favorite technique to use when targeting catfish.
I'm gonna have to go bumping. I'm gonna have to go with bumping. You know, with all things being equal, hooking a fish on a bumping rod is absolutely addicting. It is. Now it's more, to me anyway, it's more work. It's more involved than anchor fishing. It's more physical, but once a big fish slams that bumping rod, it changes something up here. It just wires you different after that. Roger, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You ain't the same after that.
Yeah, we don't get to do a whole lot of bumping here. So when we do get a bump, it's a special treat. And then when we get to travel and bump waters that have decent fish, it's a real treat. You know, the trip we had here about a month or so ago now, one of the best trips I've ever had. Is outstanding.
Absolutely.
I want to go ahead and throw this out there for our local guys. We do have the Fishing for Veterans event coming up November 13th on Hoover Reservoir. It's just going to be just a fun event. It's not for big money. I know there's some folks on Facebook that's asked a lot of questions about money, but we're doing $20 a boat. I don't care how many people you got on a boat.
Yeah,
we're going to take $10 of that, and $10 is going to go to the overall best 3 fish. And the other $10 will be split. $5 will go to big fish. $5 will go to the smallest fish. We just want to have some fun. And if you can win a couple bucks and buy your lunch on the way home, then albeit. But the main event was to celebrate Veterans Day. Obviously, Veteran Day is coming up November 11th. That's a Thursday, so we're going to do this on the 13th. And it won't be live. We're not doing this. This is just kind of a local thing that we're doing. It was Tommy's idea, and we got together on it and pulled our resources together and made it happen. So we're going to be out there fishing. So if anybody's interested, hit me up on Facebook, or if you got Tommy's number, get a hold of him. If you got any questions, just let me know.
Yep. There's so many cool events that happen in y'all region of the country, from Missouri, Kentucky, up y'all to Ohio, and and everything. There's so much that goes on with trophy catfishing, whereas down here, there's not much. I know trophy seekers that are going to that tournament, way up there in Shreveport. That's 3 hours from my house. That just soon be another state almost.
Right.
But in my area, I don't know. It hasn't caught on yet, which I'm not going to complain because I have the whole place to myself.
Yeah. Competing on the water for techniques that you want to do. You see the comment there from Tim?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He and I have had so many discussions about bumping and monster fish, not big fish, but monster fish. And I agree with him on that respect. I really do. But for just straight out having a good time, hard to beat that bumping rod. It is. I'm going to convert him one of these days. Yes, I got mine too. They're in my wife's car. But yes, I did get them. Thank you very much, Freddie.
I just got them. I just got them. I think yesterday. And then we also got Daryl's from Trophy Seeker Outdoors.
Ooh.
I actually already jumped the gun on that one and put it up here on the on the board. It's right there. We're getting ready. We got to start filling in this other side of the board. I had to move some stuff around, but
it's getting full. That's a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it, man. I love having all these channels up here. Obviously, the bigger the sticker, the easier it is for everyone to see. But it is awesome. I come in here and I just get excited when I come in here to the office to do stuff because I feel important. I'm like, hey, check this out over here. So we're going to start
I saw something in chat. I'm trying to go up and find it. I'm like you. The second you try to read something, it scrolls on you. Bobcat. I actually, most of my bumping is done like on a reel, like a silty, muddy bottom. Luckily, I use pretty heavy weights because of the current. I bump a lot with 4 ounces of lead, a cannonball sinker. And you can still feel that mushy bottom pretty good. You really can, especially with that cannonball. You have a lot of surface area. If you've got some good quality braid, I had to learn that lesson myself about getting good braid, not just any one. But yeah, you can still feel that muddy bottom pretty good.
Now I know you said you don't know that stretch of the water very well. Not sure if maybe somebody else in chat can help these guys out. They're kind of wanting to know what the current is like on the Red River.
The current right now, because I know they maintain more or less the same current throughout, let's say from Shreveport all the way down, because I fish at the very end of Red River, and they maintain pretty much the same thing. And right now the current's pretty slow in Red River. I would say a mile an hour or less, just enough that when you anchor a boat, it'll still hold it straight. But I mean, just enough. That's what the current is right about now.
Tim's he's still on the bumping thing. He said the only way you get me to bump is you catch a 70 and 2 80-pounders in an hour. Well, I ain't got that in my life.
Epic, I'm working on it. I'm in the 60s now. I'm working on it.
I skipped the 50s and 60s and went straight to 78 pounds.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I got lucky.
You did the Betty. You just bypassed all the in-between stuff and just went straight for the big ones.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Mark, I use Suffix 832, 65-pound braid. It is pricey, but worth every penny for the sensitivity.
Yep. You use 65?
It makes a difference.
You use 65-pound braid?
Yeah. I use 65. My reel is a Cast King Rover 60. So even with the 65, I've got the line capacity I need. So I'll bump up to that 65-pound braid.
I got you. I run 80 on mine, and I use the Suffix 832. That stuff is so good. I really, really like it. It is expensive. Yeah. I wouldn't spool all my reels with that, but I only use braid on my bumping line anyway.
Yeah. That's the only braid I run for catfishing is on my bumping rod. And I will tell you this, the only reason I don't run 80 is I get hung up a lot where I fish. I got to break that stuff off. And even that 65-pound Suffix will I'm trying to talk. I can't talk tonight. My 80-pound leader will snap before that 65-pound braid will. That 80-pound mono leader, it'll break before that braid.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to give that 65-pound a try. There's times, especially on slower current, I want to use a thinner diameter.
Yeah.
On fast current anyway, I want to use a thinner diameter. For me on the 80-pound, the reason I did 80-pound was because I've only was bumping the Ohio River. And so for me, I want a thicker diameter so I get more line pull because I have less current.
Okay.
And but now that I've started to travel more and fish, we fished Memphis and fished down Tennessee. Now, I don't need that thicker diameter line to get that pull. There's current there.
Yeah. You got plenty of current.
So we got a question: is bumping a different terminology for drifting? And
it's a type of drifting.
It's complete, but it's
I mean, you are drift fishing. You are technically drifting with the current, except that really the only difference is, I mean, you're just like if you'd be suspend drifting, you are slowing your boat down against the current, still moving backwards, but slowing it down, except you're physically bumping that rig on and off the bottom, on and off, and walking it behind the boat instead of just carrying your baits along, let's say, or dragging your baits. It's drifting. You're covering water.
Yeah. The only thing is you're just you're letting a little bit of line out. It's about every 3. I don't know how everybody else does it. It just goes by feel.
That's about it. Seems like every second or third one I gotta
little line out
just a little. But see where I bumps a little bit different. I have some very extreme humps and drops.
Yeah,
I bump slower than most people. Like, let's say versus my current speed, I bump way slower than half the speed of the current, and I use heavier weights because I have to follow those real sharp contours so I don't fly it over the fish. It's just because of my contours of my bottom forces me to do it that way. If I bump half the speed of my current, I'm not going to hit half of the troughs in where I fish. It's going to sail over them.
Yeah, we had that problem too, fishing when we fished Memphis. I think the boat was moving at least 2 miles an hour. So you think about how much ground you covered at 2 miles an hour.
You got to be on your toes
to bump. And
you're probably hopping that weight about 6 feet at a time.
Yeah.
Every time and when you get hung up quick.
Yeah. There's
really quick.
Yeah, it's a lot tougher. Now I prefer the Tennessee River. Tennessee River bumping was a lot easier, lot more. Even though I'm going right up to the hydros and getting right at the dam,
it's more predictable.
It's easier to control. Yeah.
Because
when we was down there fishing below Mud Island, we got into over 100 foot of water and 5 mile an hour current. And we were like,
that's. You're getting into my territory right there. That's what I'm used to.
I'm like, where'd the bottom go?
That's a weird feeling when your boat's moving back 2 miles an hour and the water goes from 40 to 75 feet, and you're chasing that ledge like you can't let it free spool fast enough for it to hit the bottom. Yep, I know the feeling.
Yep, there are like when you get right up at the hydros and get right to dam. I was talking about this earlier today. We get right up to the hydros and we pretty much, you can't really drop your bait down in the boils. When the water's just boiling, doing all that, you drop that down there, your bait gets spun around, it's all twisted and tangled up, and you're not effectively doing anything.
Yeah.
But the moment those boils stop, boom, bait's down.
Yep.
And you can't anchor in that stuff. You can't anchor there. You can't. There's no other way to present. You can't throw into it and let it stay. You can't spin over it. There's no other way to get a bait presented to those fish. And I believe that there's a lot of big fish that hang right there because bait is just coming out.
Absolutely.
Pickings, and people think, well, the current's too crazy.
For the fishermen.
It only takes a rock the size of a basketball to hide a 50-pound fish.
That's right. That's right.
So you imagine the size of rocks that are down there. Trust me, they're finding spots where there's no current. And, they can hang out there all day.
Oh yeah, and I know in our area, especially below that hydro, they've over the years they've dumped revetment down there the size of Volkswagens.
Yeah,
trust me, they've got plenty of places they can hide. It might be some trouble for the fishermen. It ain't a problem for them fish. It's not.
Hey, when want to give a big thanks to 351 Cleveland dropping the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Yeah, we didn't realize that. I didn't realize that the revetment that they put on along the banks down through there, that it shows up as a red line on Navionics. Uh-oh, you didn't know that?
Well, I'm confused because Navionics doesn't show anything in our area. It doesn't show. Yeah, it doesn't show anything in the rivers. It shows the barge lane. That's it. That's all it shows.
It didn't really show a whole lot, but it did show the revetment. That was laid down. If I'm talking about the same thing, that they lay down on the banks. It's basically
yeah. What you're talking about is the matted revetment.
Matted revetment.
The matted revetment. That is the scourge of all anchor fishermen in our area. Trust me. That is whoa.
But here's the thing: on Navionics, we found that it showed a dotted line, a red dotted line where that is. And so we would use that to our advantage. And like if there was a cutback in the revetment matting or something weird, we would find fish laying right there.
Okay.
Right at the edge of the revetment where the current hits, there's a small channel that runs right there. And it's not very wide, but there's a channel that runs right there.
Yep.
And we were blown away because we had we're not used to fishing. We don't have that stuff here. And so a couple of days into fishing, we figured out that that's what that red line was. And man, it really kind of helped us a lot when it come to searching for pockets and different things. And obviously, like you said, bumping across that stuff or getting your line down in there, not a good idea.
Yeah, you can bump on it. If you're quick, you can bump on it. Yeah. But you don't want to anchor and throw whatever rig you throw, you ain't getting it back. Now, did y'all have the opportunity to hit that matted revetment with the side scan and actually look at it on side scan? Yeah, we have learned that fish also hold on the slope of the bank. If you watch your side scan real careful, you'll almost see like a depression, like where you poke your finger in it and you see the webs kind of going into each other. That's a place where the matted revetment has collapsed because the current has scoured a hole under the matted revetment and it collapsed on itself. Very good. Well, yellow cat, but very good flathead spots. Very good. Yeah,
we had never thought of that or never encountered that on our trip down there, but that's definitely great advice, something to look out for, and it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. But for us, the only way we can really effectively fish a spot like that is to, if the river is not raging at the time, is to spot lock and suspend right over it.
Right.
Yeah. I've done well doing. In fact, those couple of nice fish I caught during the couples tournament, that's exactly where and how I caught them. I suspend drifted over where I knew they had a couple of collapses, and that's where I caught the fish at.
On these collapses, what kind of depth are you talking about? Is this like a foot or two? Or are we talking?
That could depend greatly on what's going on. A lot of times I see the collapses on an outside bend, where the current is hard. Right. The thing is, there's really sometimes I've seen it both ways. I've seen it where the collapse has actually gone down and you can see how big the hole is. I've seen some of them 2, 3, 4. I've seen some 10 feet. It just depends on how big the scour hole is. But I've also seen where there's a scour hole under the revetment, but the revetment hasn't collapsed yet. It's sagging, but it hasn't collapsed. Those are good spots too.
I was trying to catch up with there was a comment by Tim there that he thinks he accidentally blocked somebody, but I seen this other comment.
I don't see anybody that got
I don't see it either. I did see Jim's post right here. He found a great website for mapping Ohio for the Ohio guys here.
Yep.
I clicked on the link just so I'd have it. Fishermanmap.org, and I'll dig into it a little bit. So thank you, Jim, for sharing that link.
Yep. I'm fortunate on my electronics, on my Lowrance. I have the Genesis live mapping feature.
Yeah.
So I can actually just basically scan an area and generate my own map. And I've got a lot of data logged at this point of areas that we'll let's say go riding with the kids. No rods, no nothing. But that's what I'm doing. I'm mapping areas, I'm scouting, it's research,
We do the same thing. Every unit has their own version of the mapping.
Yep.
Garmin has a really good one. You don't have to buy any special SD cards or anything fancy. You just turn it on and put a blank SD card and let it go. I know that Hummingbird, you got to have a C map, or I don't know. That's Lawrence's is a C map Genesis or whatever. Yeah.
Now on mine, all I have to do is I have to have a micro SD, like the same thing our cameras use. You put that in and rock and roll.
I think Hummingbird calls it a no lines card or something like that. So
I've heard people talk about that.
That's $100 blank SD card. Is what it is. Yeah. I want to say hello to K&B Anglers, and hopefully
what's up, Kevin?
Hopefully Pops is starting to feel a little better, and
absolutely,
he's in our thoughts and prayers, and
yes,
you are too, brother. So we shared some information yesterday together. I sent him a little something I think might help cheer him up a little. I know it cheered Kevin up a little because he sent enough laughing emojis I had to scroll. So
I love it.
So
now, okay, I want to reference Bobcat's comment here. Actually, no, it takes no discipline on my part because I have a wife and an 8-year-old who do not want to stop the boat. So it doesn't take discipline. It just takes them two saying, no, ain't happening. So I don't need discipline. I have a wife and kids.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. That may have backfired on you.
That's going to be bad. That's going to be bad. Oh, man. I apologize to everyone now. Anyway, I'm going to try to skip past that and not bring any more attention to it.
Yeah.
Lawrence maps with Navy Onyx. I always map.
Yeah. He's probably got the same unit I got.
Yeah, it takes a hey, there's Uncle Jeep's in the house.
What's happening?
What's up, buddy? Uncle Jeep's in there. Yeah, I'm almost always mapping. The thing to remember is as your water levels fluctuate, just as important as mapping is knowing how to go in and adjust it. So, whatever normal pull is for your water, and if you're mapping and you're 3 feet above, that's fine. You can still map because like some people will think that, well, I can't be mapping, the river's high. You can. You could just you got to know where to go the settings to balance it back out. But you can map anytime you want to go. And if your river's low, your map will adjust it up for you, or if it's high, you can adjust it down, and you can always map. Oh man.
Wow.
Boom from Uncle Jeep, $20. Great job clowning around on Halloween.
that was an awesome makeup job, by the way.
Well, the thing is, that wasn't makeup. This is makeup right here. I actually get out of bed looking like that. This is that's what I normally look like.
Wow.
No, I had fun. Like I said, I really enjoy Halloween. My whole family's been weirdos about Halloween my whole life, and we just enjoy and have fun with it. And I had a lot of fun, and I think a lot of the kids had a good time. So thanks, brother, Uncle Jeep, for that. I appreciate it.
Yep, my dad's birthday is Halloween. Actually, born on Halloween.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh no.
That when you catch a fish big enough while bumping, it kind of happens on its own. Actually,
yeah. My body does things that I don't approve of sometimes. So
it didn't check with me first.
Yeah. J-Dog says he should have dressed as Creole.
You'd had to put a lot of padding in that shirt, like all around it, like a lot, and put like some milk crates under your shoes.
Yeah. The what does that say? Oh, Lowrance for all the longs. Yeah, the Long family. They all really like the Lowrance. And that's, honestly, people ask all the time, what's the best unit? Somebody asked me today, hey, I need advice for buying a unit. And I say, in my opinion, it's kind of like trucks. There's Chevy guys, Ford guys, and
it is.
Then there's Toyota, and you just can't knock a Toyota. And for me, Garmin is the Toyota. They don't have the best 2D, but they have really good 2D, and they don't have the best side imaging, because I think Hummingbird hands down has the best side imaging, but they have really good everything, and their prices are really good compared to the other units. In my opinion, this is why I got Garmin's. In my opinion, the Garmin is the best bang for your buck. But if you've got the money to spend, there's definitely better ones out there.
And this is going to sound so dumb, but why a lot of the reason why I have a Lowrance on my boat, I love the color schemes on them. True. I love the color palettes on the Lowrances. It's true.
I find the Lowrance pretty easy to navigate too. I think they're very user friendly. Garmin is kind of dummy proof, which worked out great for me. I like Garmin. There are some things that are kind of funky how to get to, and it takes a little bit of practice. That's why I ended up making a video on one, and I think I've got another video for another one. But Bobcat says it makes him giggle like a schoolgirl when he hooks up bumping.
Oh, it's when you've kind of got a little complacent and they scare you whenever they hit it. Oh yeah,
and they want to take it out of your hand. Hey, J-Dog didn't mention this during the tournament, and we talked about it afterwards. But Mason picked every single component about his day on tournament day. He picked the boat. Awesome. He picked the bait. He picked the location. He was in charge of every decision. The only reason J-Dog and Tara was there, it was to take care of the actual driving of the vehicles and the boat. But I thought it was really cool that Mason was in charge, making decisions, win, lose, or draw. Mm-hmm. And that really gives that guy the confidence, in catching fish. We take him out, and besides hooking them for him and putting it back out to let him reel it in. But I thought it was super cool that Mason was calling all the shots, and I thought it was cool to mention now because I didn't know it during the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently Mason had a very good teacher. Apparently he did. So hats off to
J-Dog. He's way more intelligent and a way better fisherman than he gives himself credit for.
Look, hey, J-Dog come that close to put a whooping on me. It took the best, my tied for first place, best fishing day I've had in my life to get past him. If that tells you anything about how good J-Dog really is. And he was by himself in his boat. He was by himself. I wasn't.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about it after the fact, and I was like, man, it just so happens, Creole had one of the best days he's ever had in a boat. And
if I would have had any other day I've ever been fishing, that'd have been it. It'd have been over. They ain't no doubt.
Yeah. Hey, Bobcat chimed in. He said he loves his Garmin. He has owned them all. He says that right out of the box, I don't have to fiddle with anything. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what I was getting to earlier. I said it is dummy proof. They come really the default settings on the Garmin.
Yeah,
pretty much takes a lot of it out of your hands. And now there's things you'll want to fine tune and set up for yourself. But out of the box, the Garmin, you really don't have to mess with anything. You could not know anything about electronics and go with a Garmin.
Yeah, that's good.
And you start out that day with the pretty good setup. Hey, thanks for real, Roger and Jeremy, for helping me with this project, and everyone on here who also participated. Hey, Kevin, that was at least.
I was honored to be asked. I'll be honest with you. I was like completely honored to be asked to participate in it.
Yep. Same here, man. when you let me know what was going on, and
absolutely,
I was same. I was humbled to even be considered or even be called upon. So thank you for that. And then if you need anything going forward, I'm sure myself and Jeremy and anyone else in the community would do anything it would take to help you all out. You just got to say the word.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got. There he says, I want to go fish. I don't not play with my settings.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, it's nice to be able to have all those settings if you want to fine tune things. If you have, specific reasons for wanting to mess with them, they're there. But for the average person, a lot of these units, if you just put them in automatic, it will get it done for you very well. I remember the little unit we had on Dad's boat, 20 years ago. Man, it's come such a long way in a short amount of time. It's unbelievable.
Yep, you're no kidding. Jim says he uses a 12-inch HDS live on 3 boats. He just put a transducer on each one and obviously just swaps out the screens.
Ooh.
That's not a bad idea. The transducers are expensive, though. I mean, but that 12-inch screen, probably pretty high. Buck Wayne says, let the children come to me. Do not stop them, for the kingdom of God belongs to those who are like these children.
I like that. That's good. I like that one.
I do like that. We got 2 stands in the house. Thanks for stopping in, brother. Appreciate it. And he's a busy fellow.
Yes, he is.
That boy, I don't know. I know he's human because I seen him yawn one day, but but he's like a machine.
We created a monster. We did. Stan, because remember, Stan, shy, coming in the chat, saying hi, and man, when he finally got turned loose, he was gone, and I love it. I love every minute of it.
Yep, and those of us that know his story and know got to know him a little bit better. Man, his story is awesome and touching, and to know that us as a community, help each other out all the time. Just like tonight, we're sharing tips and we're sharing advice. We're trying to answer questions for help. Ideally, we want to help every single person we can. And, unfortunately, a lot of other sports and a lot of other atmospheres, nobody wants to see each other succeed. They want to hold each other down, or they get jealous when somebody gets, does better than they do. Nope. And I feel like for the most part, and there'll be a few offs.
But of course.
In our community, everyone's there to help each other out and rise each other up. And we've all seen it 1,000 times when somebody in our community, gets hit with an unexpected, issue that they need help with. And the catfish community has always risen far beyond what any of us would normally, fathom. But
that's right. That's right. And that's what it's here for, Absolutely.
Oh no. J-Dog says, it is all business from here on. I just sold my blue boat I've had for 20 years so I can upgrade all my electronics. So everyone better watch out for J-Dog. He has officially been unleashed. Woo! Oh, there you go. Oh, man. Stan says, Roger, we are whooping up on these monsters tonight. 530-plus fish so far tonight.
Ooh.
Stan, are you guys live?
No kidding, right? Now, see, you know what that says to me? If they're catching that many, if the 30-pounders are the cookie cutter fish in that area, you know how big the Big Daddy is.
Yeah.
I always think about that, whatever, because I've had it happen to me before where you catch, all of a sudden you catch like a bunch of 20s in a row.
Yep.
Big Daddy is probably double of whatever the cookie cutters are. That's kind of my little golden rule. And be ready, Stan. Be ready.
Yep. Right here, something to keep in mind. I mentioned this today to somebody who was asking about electronics. was Cabela's will have all kinds of sales in a few weeks as the Black Friday, and it won't just be Cabela's. There'll be Black Friday specials everywhere. So any people that are looking to do anything with electronics, I would hold off for a couple more weeks and get in on these Black Friday deals. There's Chad right there. Chad's going to be hosting the Black Friday specials, and
he's never going to live that one down.
Okay, Stan's not live, so we don't have to hurry up and run over there. I was going to shut it down right now.
But if he were to go live, hint, hint.
Well, I think they're starting to play around with some, production videos, and I talked to me and Dan with Green Machine. Dan's doing a great job with a great balance of live streams and production videos. Dan is, if you're not already subscribed to Green Machine, you should be. That dude puts in a lot of work. And I'll be honest with you, I am mind blown about the information and data sheets that he created for the James River. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out Dan with Green Machine and look at all the work that he put in. You can tell he's a teacher.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's got the graphs, and he's got charts, and he's got links, and he can really give you a heads up or a leg up if you plan on fishing the James River. If I would have had this information the first time I went, it would have taken 3 days off, or would have added 3 days to my fishing trip, because I spent the first at least day or two trying to figure out what the hell happened to the tide. Yeah. What's going on here? The current was going that way, and now it's going this way. We put the boat in at the dock, and the water was here. We came back, and it was 6 feet lower. 6 feet. Like, how did the water go down 6 feet? Just the time. Were we at the same dock?
And you see, if I would even ever attempt to do something like to that scale, like what he did, it would probably be like something like this. Like, oh, bet you go over there past T-Bruz camp about a minute or 2 or 5 minutes, and it's just over there. That's what you get out of it. Yeah, it wouldn't quite have the same effect.
Brady said Chad's going to be busy this weekend. Yeah, don't forget about that. Chad's got the panfish tournament this weekend. I am competing on Saturday. I need to get on the water and check some things out. I know good fish are being caught in my area. I'm going to target crappie, and I probably will target some bluegills as well, so I have some catfish bait.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. There you go.
And if I'm on the backup for John Euler's tournament, the bank to bank tournament, and if somebody backs out, I get to squeeze in on that one. So I'm being prepared in case I'm called upon.
There you go.
The 2 Stans dropped the Green Machine Outdoors link. Thanks, Stan, for doing that. Let's see. Stan's videotaping so he could Photoshop the fish.
Oh.
Did we get Gabe in here?
Yes. Yeah, actually, he did pop in here a couple minutes ago.
He's a star too.
The best Joey in the business. I promised him. I told him the other night when I brought him back home. I said, Gabe, that's it. I'm not pulling in another fish for a month. He has come with me on all these challenges, all this stuff, and has had to watch me have to pull in all the fish because of all these challenges. And he's been there for every one of them. That's it. I'm not touching a rod for a month.
Gabe, you better take advantage of it. Get him on the water. Take advantage of that. And he says, Sean T says, Gabe, buddy, next time I come down fishing, you need to come with me and your dad.
Yes. Very, very soon. That is that we need to improve on Sean T's PB. That is a must. We need to improve on that.
Freddie's talking smack for the tournament. If you saw my Facebook post, you know I got a good spot for Sunday. Yeah, I saw the pictures, and my butthole went just a little bit tighter. I was like, man. We've got some competition. I haven't been crappie fishing for a while, so I don't even know why I signed up for this thing. I just love catfish and crappie.
There you go. It's like, challenge? Yep, I'm there. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm there.
Yeah, Uncle Jeep, things are happening so fast, man. It's impossible to keep up with everything. I try
It's a
to keep
lot.
up with as much as I can with all the live streams and tournaments and competitions and call outs. There's a lot. And it's
Yeah.
awesome because we all have so many choices. Whether we want to go watch this person or that person, whether we want to watch production videos, live fishing tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great. A lot of people are like, well, there's too much going on. You can't do anything without stepping on somebody's toes or making somebody mad. And in my opinion, it's all for the greater good. It's all for the community.
It is. And if you really think about it, this has been a lot of people's goal from the beginning when there wasn't a lot going on.
Right.
I remember somebody making the comment, may have been Steve Douglas, if I remember right, that he'd love to see the day where you can jump on YouTube any time of day, any day of the week, and bam, live fishing.
Yep.
And we're pretty close to that. We're not really far from it.
Yeah. And, the appeal and popularity continues to grow. And I think it's fantastic. I think the more options we have, the better. And as content creators, it pretty much forces folks to up your game.
That's right.
You don't want to get forgotten, and you don't want to lose your fan base, and you don't want to forget the people that helped you get where you are. And so it kind of forces you to become creative, think outside the box, and become better content creators. And that's just even better for the viewers and for the folks out there. You just get better and better content and more competitive. In my opinion, it's all good. I don't see. I never really see competition. I know my views are if Chunky's fishing live on a Tuesday night, my views are going to be down. And I would be viewing Chunky if I wasn't live.
Yeah. And that's exactly. But that's what's cool. There's something for everybody.
Yeah.
If you want to see just a purely entertaining show, there's guys that's exactly what they do and they're good at. If you want to watch some good quality bank fishing with some chit chat going on, there's shows that's what they do. If you want to watch a guy hunt monsters, there's guys that do that. There is something for everybody. You do your thing, your audience will find you. I say that over and over.
Yeah, and that's really the best advice right there is to just do your thing. And it's not going to be for everyone. There's people that don't care for muskrat adventures, and that's okay. I can't worry about that. There's people that like it, and I'm just going to continue to do me, and we'll people will find me eventually.
Yeah, that's it. And you know what? I have now made the big time. I had my first troll put comments in one of my videos about 2 weeks ago.
Well, you made it.
Never had it happen before, and you know what? I had way too much fun with it because I'm that type of guy. I'm gonna take the low road. I'm gonna mess with you. I'm sorry. That's me. That's me. And I had way too much fun with it. And in fact, I may be coming out with another video really focusing on the subject that particular troll did not like to see. So, and I may actually shout out that troll by name in the video and thank them for their comments.
I got some, believe it or not, I got some negative comments on the 78 that I caught. And unfortunately, I didn't take it as my replies were this. That person basically said that, you kept that fish out of the water way too long. And you should. Yeah. Well, it was out of the water longer than what I would have liked it been. That fish never struggled for a second. You guys seen it try to kick my butt.
Yeah, and that fish tried to rip your arm off the second its tail hit the water again. He wouldn't hurt, and he was ready to go.
But instead of because little me wants to be like, dude, let's catch it. Big me did this. I said, hey, I appreciate your concern for the well-being of the fish. We need more people who care about the conservation and the livelihood of the quality catfish, especially of that caliber. And I told him, I said, I take it as you really care about the fish, and we need more people like you caring about the fish. Because I wasn't going to change their opinion on whether I had to fish out of the water too long or not. You know, there wasn't sense in going there.
Yeah, I got accused of doing illegal stuff in a video, and I was like, that might be illegal where you live.
Yeah,
I'm from Louisiana. We can pretty much do whatever we want down here. As long as you're not throwing dynamite in the water, pretty much do whatever you want. And I'm like, you know, they're citing like codes and laws and stuff. I'm like, Louisiana, okay. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
Put on my hater blockers. That's what I'm gonna do.
I had way too much fun with that. I was excited. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we got John Parker hanging out in the house, real-time catfishing. Another big supporter of the kids tournament this last weekend, donating a T-shirt and stickers. And man, we had so many. Green Machine was doing giveaways. Justin's Fishing Fish, Gabby Goose, Clearview Outdoors, Becca herself, Fishing Frustrations, the Frogster, Slime Line giving away, Has stickers, Avid, Palmetto Cats. Man, we had so much support. It was fantastic. I absolutely loved every second minute of it. And I can't wait to do it again. If I had an excuse to do something for Christmas, I would.
Hey.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, unfortunately, we had scale problems during that fish. Of all times we always have 2 scales on the boat, and of all times his batteries died and mine took on moisture, and we didn't realize it threw an extra line in. That's all it did. The screen was still reading it, was doing everything, but it's put an extra line of dashes in, and we didn't understand what was going on. And once we figured it out, you just had to, erase that line of dashes, and it was still it was accurate. And
oh yeah, like I said, when a big one, when you realize how big it is and it's on the line, all sense of everything goes right out the window. You know, people, you forget stuff falls out the boat. People take pictures of the big fish and cut your head off, and you know how that is.
Tim Lance, who spiked J-Dog's Cheerios? They're over there.
Oh, he's on a roll tonight.
Yeah, they're giving him a one over there.
he probably started it.
Well,
he probably started it.
If you guys don't watch J-Dog's videos and some of the stuff he puts together, you're missing out. I advise not watching all of them at once. You could pee your pants or hurt your ribs.
I'm so glad I was not involved in the subject of this latest one. At least that. So finally, 1 out of the past 6, I wasn't in. So I was like, "Phew, okay, I'm safe. I'm good."
We got Has Life jumping in. What's up, Has? Thanks for tuning in. He must have heard his name called out. Appreciating some folks that helped with the giveaways this weekend. So Has was in on that as well. Let's see. I thought I saw another comment there.
They were between Has and Brian. That Saturday night we fished for Palmetto's tournament. They were putting on a clinic there for a while. They were on it.
Right there, a dial set of scales would. You ain't going to worry about batteries or moisture, nothing there. They're going to work. Yeah. I don't know how accurate. I don't know if I can hold still long enough.
Yeah.
I did get a new set of scales. It was the Mr. Meter something or another. The orange ones that a lot of people are using. They're like $18.
I have that same scale. Yep.
They seem to be great. They lock in pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
My Whisker Seekers, you about never got those things to lock in. I liked them. I loved the little handles and stuff they had.
Mm-hmm.
And but mine got wet one time. It didn't get wet. It got dunked in water. All right. Yeah. It didn't just get some rain.
I've straight out drowned mine. I don't know how many times. It's still. In fact, I keep a small piece of pipe about 18 inches long in my boat. That way we get something big. I can pass that little pipe through the handle and 2 of us can pick it up.
Yep. I think after watching the the tournament this weekend and seeing Jeremy try to weigh that big flathead with his scales, I think everybody's going to make sure they got a pipe or something of the value that they can weigh a big fish with. And you know, we have one on our boat. We have a way to get it. We have a way to get it to where two of us can weigh a fish if we need to. And that goes back to if you want to catch a big fish, be prepared to catch big fish. And if you want to weigh big fish, you got to be prepared to weigh big fish.
Yeah, it will test everything you've got in ways that you don't think of until it happens.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There is no doubt about it. Like I found out that, and look, and I absolutely love my big net, but it is so big that I am not even tall enough to hook my scale and do everything and completely pick it up off the deck of my boat. You know, because on my big John boat, I have a raised rear deck. You know, you step down into it. So I have to stand on the rear deck and let the fish hang in my feet in the low deck. And the scale is still like probably at forehead height.
You need to roll your net once. So if you pick the fish up, you can actually flip your net over one whole turn, and that fish will hang on the side instead of hanging all the way down. So if you take your net and you roll it over all the way, it will pull him up off the floor, and you won't have to reach as high.
I should have called you about that way sooner, apparently. There you go. Problem solved.
I've showed people that in some of my videos when we caught some bigger fish. It will definitely make weighing the fish a lot easier. You just roll your net over one time, and it makes it a lot. You can still hook it.
Yeah, because that net is 48 inches deep. It's big. I can sit down on the floor and put that net over my head, and the hoop will touch the floor all around me. It's big, but it is very nice for netting those big fish in that heavy current. I will tell you.
Well, it's not so much like giant fish. That big net is a big target.
It's a big target. That's right.
You're less likely to miss and do a side swipe, and we all know, what happens if you side swipe the fish and the net catches the hook. Maybe the hook's clear through the skin, and you catch that hook on the outside. Bad things happen fast.
As big and ridiculous as that big hydro web looks, a 25-pounder in really heavy current, you are glad for every inch of it. I can promise you that.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Let's see. Freddie says now you need to keep fresh batteries for digital scales. A lot of people, Brian B, scales weren't wanting to lock in weight, usually due to the weather batteries. Due to weaker batteries. Yeah, I think I heard him say that when scales start acting a little finicky, the weaker batteries is a quick solution.
In fact, that's mine does that. The one that you ordered, it when the batteries get a little weak, that's exactly what it'll do. It won't want to lock in.
Yeah. Tim says he'll be back. He's got to go check and see if the moon is full tonight. It is not. It is not a full moon. It was a sliver at best. But
it's very, very dark outside. Very.
Jeremy, we've already gone almost an hour and a half. Of course, me and you've been on here for longer than that. We was backstage for a little bit.
What time passes, don't it?
It does. It absolutely does.
Hey, that's not our record though. Our record is what, 5, something like that, 4 or 5 that night. It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, I think we was live for a couple hours, and then when we shut the camera off, we stayed talking backstage, just the two of us, for I don't know how long.
Oh yeah. I remember you looking at your wife like, we're still up.
I know you got work in the morning, and we went in an hour and a half so far. So, Creole, it's always a pleasure talking to you and having you here hanging out with us.
Oh man, it's always an honor. Look, you're a monster hunter like me, so the conversation's always good. I love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you for inviting me. I mean, Never get tired of this stuff.
I've been waiting. I was like, hey, you getting off early at work? Nope. How about now? No. And then luckily your schedule
I'm home early every Tuesday and every Thursday night now. I am home here at like 5:30 in the afternoon. So that has just opened up a whole new world now.
Holy cow.
Yeah, but if I gave my son's asking me to show off the mug. I don't know if Mark is still in chat, but it's his.
Oh, we saw it earlier.
See, this is the one that counts, though, right there. That's the one that counts.
1 versus 1 Survivor champion.
Yes, look. I'm not gonna lie. I am proud of that one. That one right there, I'm proud of. I do not mind bragging about it. I'll be honest with you.
Stan says now if you throw in Epic and him in the chat, the sun will be coming up. Oh, and we have done that.
We've done that.
Hey, Grubbs, thanks for tuning in, brother. Appreciate you being here. We're gonna wrap things up, guys. I hate to, but this guy's got to get to work, and we're gonna let everybody go. Appreciate everyone for being here.
Absolutely.
On Tuesday night with us. Next Tuesday night, we've got Bobcat Outdoors. So Bob will be in here, another Tennessee fisherman. I actually ran into Bob on my fishing trip down there and didn't even realize it. We ran right into each other. We talked about bait. He tried to help me out, and he had no idea who I was, and I didn't realize who he was until I got home. And then we was like, hey, I know that guy. So, guys, thanks everybody for being here. We'll see you guys here next Tuesday night. Same cat time, same cat channel. Good night, y'all.
Night, everybody.